Hey guys, Blitzwinger back, and today's video review is of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre line from McFarlane, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's from McFarlane. It might be NECA. And this is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think the beginning. And it's from that... Wait, no, I think it's just Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And this is the Leatherface figure from that particular... basically what this line is they take usually scenes from films, and I think they're called screen grabs. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know why I thought of screen grabs. But basically they take a scene from a film and then reenact it in action figure form. Now this thing, the way I'm gonna review it, I think is the best way would be to, I'll just review the base and the figure separately from one another, if I could just get it out without ruining. Come on, Leatherface. Well, he really doesn't want to get out. Okay, whatever. I'll just review it as it is. So first off, I gotta mention one thing is, as you can see on his shirt, that red will not be there. I did that with paints. It's really easy, no problem. Just do it if you want to. So first off, I'll turn this around so you guys can pretty much realize now. If you're wondering what that is, and no, it's not what you think, a lot of perverts. This is because this piece, what I would recommend for you is, it kept falling out for me. So what I did, like on this side it's fine, it stays there, but here it just kept separating. So what I did was, I just took, as you can see, like along the line there, I took super glue and I put super glue all over that thing and just stuck it in, and it stays a lot nicer now. On this side I didn't have a problem, so it's staying nice and fit. So this is pretty much cardboard. And that's the way you'll receive it. So the only actual plastic pieces of the base are the front, which is the wall connecting to the door, this piece right here, and the base, which is the floor. So that's pretty much it as far as for the actual what is it called? Sorry, the base piece. Now for the accessory, if I could just, the saw is pretty much the only accessory I could count as an accessory in this piece. It is removable, and there it is. Now as you can see, the saw is really nicely detailed. It's really bloody there, and quite bloody on this side too. They did a really nice effect on the chainsaw itself, where pieces look quite neat and new, and then other pieces look really rusty and old, which creates a really nice contrast for the piece. Has that really small details are still there, as you can see right there, really nicely, just really nicely done. There, the engine piece. Just flip it over, and basically the way he'd be holding on to it would be here and here. So this is, when you see him holding on to it, this is how he's holding on. I'll just keep it to the side so I could show you the articulation and other things a little easier. Now before I move on, one thing I wanted to mention again on the base was this really nice, the wall piece here. I mean, it connects over here, it separates like out, as you can see right there. But the way they did it, these cracks, it actually looks like actual cracks within the wall, because the entire wall looks really old and rustic, I guess, or what would be the actual word, but really beat up and like really similar to the feel of the house in the film itself. So I found that really neat how they really captured that idea. Now Leatherface himself, if you can see him here, I'm gonna do a little shot on him. He has blood on his boot. His what is it called? Wow. Okay, the word is casing, but this like a butcher or a cook wears this. I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's really nicely done, like this piece, and from this entire piece. I don't remember what the name of it is, so if you want you can comment to let me know. It has already blood detail on it, on areas, so I just didn't do it. Plus it's brown, so it's hard to capture blood on there. However, the shirt felt way too clean. When you get it, you'll see what I mean. The shirt was very clean, so I added a lot of blood on this shoulder and here. I didn't do much blood on the back simply because you can't, like on the back there, you can't really see it that well anyway. So like if you can see it completely clean down there, that's pretty much how it is compared to the blood work that I did on his shoulders. I'm actually considering maybe putting some blood on his face. The face is nicely sculpted, but still it feels a little too clean, so that's why I'm considering adding some blood over there. If you want, I'll take this off and show you the back. So everywhere where there's red, I did that. He has a little torn piece right there, really nicely done. The jeans on the back go down to the bloody boots, really nicely done. I can't take that cardboard piece off, I already said why, because I glued it. So there's his face again, really nicely done, creates the real effect of a face sawed together, as you can see right there, from skin on top of his head. And then his hair is also, which a lot of figures get wrong, his hair, and it's really, it could break or make a figure, and they really did it nicely where it's really similar to the film and creates a really creepy look for him. As far as articulation goes, he's very limited, basically because of the fact that this is supposed to be of a more of a statue value or statue format than action figure. So his head rotates 360, just barely, goes just a tiny bit up and down. His arm, this arm moves this up and this down in an awkward position. You can't move that part, so it's always like that. So it's pretty much the only pose you can do is the pose they give you. You don't have much choice, but it's good because that pose is neat looking. And then the bottom arm is the same exact thing. It just moves a little bit. And of course you can't get it all 360 because it'll just hit the back. No legs, no waist, no anything else except the head and the two arms. So that's pretty much it for that. Now if the back you wanted to see, that's pretty much what it is just that toilet thing. So nothing too neat or special about that. But that is pretty much it about this guy. As much as it might not sound that there's like, again, this is one of those figures, is like this figure that I reviewed. He is I wouldn't recommend him to an action figure collector. That's all I'm gonna say. Is he is more for the, how to put it, more for like the statue or somebody who likes this film or this character and just want to have a representation of him in a collectible manner, let's put it that way. So that's pretty much what this guy comes with. There's his chainsaw there. Now one other thing I have to mention is, if you saw when I brought the shark in, yeah, this piece is fairly large. It's a very large piece considering the price that I paid for it, which was $11.99. So $12 for this thing. I was really happy about it. I really thought that I got a great deal, and I would really recommend for you guys to, if you find it under the $15 range, go ahead and get it. And it's definitely going to be worth your money, especially if you're a Texas Chainsaw Massacre or, more importantly, a Leatherface fan. So that's pretty much all I have to say for this guy. And all we have left to do is just say, vroom, 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 Blitzwinger out. See you later, guys. Peace.